Hi, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today we are going to try my version of the blackouts technique with embossing folders. Now, the person that I saw do this technique, I will tag her video in the link below or in the box below. She had only 3D embossing folders, and she said that works best with 3D embossing folders. However, I do not have 3D, only the one folder that I use in this video is a 3D embossing folder. So I thought, obviously I didn't think too hard on this, but I thought that the happy birthday one would be cute. But then it dawned on me that if I did it the way it's supposed to be, you're supposed to use the indented side of the folder. If I did it the way that she suggested, then it wouldn't work with this folder. So I had to do a little pivoting on the spot when I realized that the words would be backwards if I did the indented side of the folder. So here we are doing my own version of the blackout technique. I am coloring a, I guess, ink blending sort of, a rainbow with my Catherine Pooler inks onto this card panel. And it literally doesn't have to be pretty because once we get done with the ink blending, then we are going to put black ink onto the folder, the embossing folder. Got to clean up our mess so we don't, make a bigger mess. Yeah, so we're going to, on the flat side of the embossing folder, we're going to use the Gina K. I think that's, I don't know what, I don't know. It's black amalgam ink. Is that the color? I don't even know. Whatever. It's amalgam ink. It's black. So there, we're putting that on there. You got to work pretty quickly so that the ink doesn't dry, because if the ink dries, then it's not going to turn out right. I do spritz the back of the card panel with my water sprayer because it's very light mist, just so that the card stock does not rip when it goes through the um, embossing machine. And there we go. We pulled it out of the embossing machine, or the die cut machine. And what do we think? It's okay. It kind of like dulled down the colors from the ink blending, which is kind of interesting. I know this is not the intent. The way that I did this is not the intended method of the blackout technique. The way that I do it with this 3D folder is the intended way to do it. At least the way that the video I watched showed it. So this folder is not exactly the prime folder for this, I don't think. So you're supposed to take basically the back, like the indented side, and do ink blending on it after you've embossed it. So this is the intended way to do it. And then after you've done all your ink blending, I'm doing a rainbow um, just like I did on the last card, but with distress oxides because I don't have blending brushes for my other inks. So then you are supposed to rub your black ink pad over the raised parts of the embossed card panel. And this actually took quite a bit of time just because the card panel that I'm creating here, like that's a weird embossing folder. It's 3D Texture Fades folder by Tim Holtz, and it's just a strange one. So it's definitely unique. And yeah, so we're gonna use that happy birthday folder again. And just as a bonus, I just thought it would be fun to try it. Like, how would it look if I just put black ink on the folder, just stuck a panel of white cardstock in there, and that's what we did here. Now it is time to put complimentary sentiments on these cards. And I decided that the black and white one needed a little bit of color, so I'm going to use this waffle flower rainbow ink, rainbows pad of paper to put it behind the card panel that I made that's black and white. And I will say I love this size of cardstock pack because it gets two card bases or whatever, two card panels out of it very easily. And so that's super awesome. And I'm just going to trim this down a little bit so that it is going to show the rainbow panel behind there. Just a little bit. We just want to see a little bit of rainbow panel. So I'm just like trimming evenly from each side so it, I don't know, looks symmetrical. I don't even know if that matters that much with this, but we're just trimming a little tiny bit. And that's perfect. I love it. And now off camera during all this, nonsense, I did actually do some foiling of some sentiments as well. We're going to trim this one down a little bit too because it's a little bit off from the size of a regular A2 card front, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So we're just trimming it down to clean up the edges a little bit. And we're going to do the same thing with this one because it's just a little bit off too. Sometimes when the card panels go through the embossing folders, they just get a little wonky. So yeah, I did do a little bit um, of foiling with my glimmer machine, and we are trying to decide that one there on the black cardstock. That's like a holographic foil. It's kind of cool. The camera does not capture it well, but it's pretty cool. The one on the right on the rainbow card panel is like a teal foil, and I don't think I've used the teal foil before. It's really pretty though. I'm trying really hard to use my foil more. All right, so this is my little hack that I'm doing here. I'm using the Tailored Expressions I don't even know what this is called now. The sentiment strips die to cut out these sentiments because they are the sentiments that I hot foiled with. They did come with a die to cut them out, but it wasn't the shape I wanted. So I thought, what else do I have that I could use? So I decided to use the Tailored Expressions um, sentiment strip maker thing to cut out my sentiments. I just lined it up and taped it on there and ran it through the die cutting machine, and it worked out awesome. Highly recommend thinking outside the box when you're trying to cut sentiments because the reason I chose to use this die was because it has the rounded edges. And I don't really think that I have anything else that will do the rounded edges like that, so I think it worked out quite well. And I love stretching my supplies and using them in other creative ways. So leave me a comment below and let me know other creative ways that you've used things for their unintended purposes because that's fun to learn new things. And I did get a couple extra blank strips, and I just stuffed them into my collection. All right, here's the finished cards on their card bases and everything. Let me know in the comments below which one is your favorite, because I can't decide. I think they're all pretty awesome. And when I get more embossing folders, I'll try some more of these. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.